But here comes the story, New Jersey Volunteers.
Oh my, Earl, look, one of the things those frontier blockhouses absolutely cannot stand against is flame.
No, they're trying to set it alight.
The Indians lack the ability to conduct siegecraft. They're hit and run raiders. When these frontiers get behind their walls, they're pretty safe. However, those are old, dry logs. If the Indians manage to put a torch against them, they burn they will.
Joe, they're burning everything out here. There won't be anything left for these people if they survive this and when it's over.
Again, that was one of the harsh realities of the frontier. The Indians used every weapon available to them. Of course, starvation is a very ancient weapon of warfare. Starvation and cold and hunger would finish what they could not kill if they would destroy their food.
They're just burning anything they can get their hands on. Here comes this Indian, and looks like he's going to sit. Yes, he is.
Setting, again, I believe that's one
what
of the.
What would be the crops?
That's one of the turncoats dressed as an Indian. I don't believe he's a true blood Indian.
Not a true-blooded Indian. He's a turncoat.
Absolutely.
Is that right? Okay.
But of course, some of those had become more savage and civilized by the time they were assimilated to the wilds. And the other thing is, 1777, these frontiersmen were very experienced in fighting. However, you kids sitting out there in the audience, something to think about. By 1782, the kids had grown up on the frontier. They were almost as wild as the Indians. They were the ones who learned to fight, unlike their fathers who had European mindset. These kids were wild on the frontier. They were able to beat the Indians on their own terms. It was the young people.
The Tory New Jersey Volunteers are engaging the fort along with the Indians. This battle is not over, although they're doing everything that they've worked for all summer.
In terms of history, this is actually something a lot more correct that they had seen at the second siege of Fort Henry in 1782, when the Indians laid siege to the fort and had British reinforcements.
We've heard an order for the militia to form up within the fort. They're going to give a staunch defense as best they can.
Errol, I can't believe they're foolish enough to come back out onto the field after the way they were handled quite well by the Indians.
Very foolish. Foolish twice so far.
And indeed, in a lot of ways, foolish is what they were. You know, an interesting thing, even just the fact that living by a fort, living close to the fort, is no guarantee. Probably about July of 1777, there were men within 300 yards of the fort, probably about 8 of them who were caught and killed right there, let's say, probably in July. But again, even being that close to the fort because the Indians were so stealthy, was no guarantee of safety. You had to be aware at all times.
Look, they're still burning. There's still an Indian with a firebrand or a turncoat with a firebrand. They're coming out. They are coming out.
You notice the difference between the way the Indians fight and the frontiersmen fight here. They line up and they act like European troops. They line up, they try to fight in the volley. Watch how these Indians do it. They're going to take casualties doing it. These Indians are like stealthy. They move, they run, they hide, they expose themselves very little to gunfire. They plan their battle to take as few casualties as possible, very wisely.
I have not seen any casualties to date. All right. Pioneers are beginning to fall, insisting to stand shoulder to shoulder in a straight line, completely exposed. Joe, how long did it take to reload a single shot?
A very good man, a very experienced man with a musket, not a rifle, might get as many as 4 shots a minute, and that was really working at it. Most of the time, but again, remember to do this, and the fine motor skills it requires, you were probably lucky to do 2 a minute.
And these are just militia.
Yes, absolutely. These are not professional fighting men.
Joe, just for a moment, look behind you. The cabin is being set alight. So, whoever is going to lose everything.
And that's pretty much what happened when they commenced the first siege of Fort Henry, 1777. They burned the corn, killed the livestock, burned the cabins. And, the Indians were actually so efficient they wanted to chase the settlers out. When they killed their livestock, they had nowhere to move.
The Indians are withdrawing, but the New Jersey Volunteers are still holding the field, exchanging shot for shot with the fort.
Well, again, remember the British Rangers here are, if not professional soldiers, very definitely semi-professional. They're much more inured to this style of fighting that they're doing now. The difference being, when they'll stand there in the line, And when they're charged, they're charged by Indians. Militia would break. Professional fighting men would not. They would stand there, they'd lock their bayonets, and they would meet the Indians head on.
This is very much like...
Yeah, this is not really representative of the way it tended to be fought here. What you see when these British Rangers marching off, they weren't able to take the fort. In essence, that was the real victory in 1777. The fact that these frontiersmen could just hang on. They kept the Ohio River open so that it was open for navigation to supply for Fort Pitt to supply the Kentucky settlements. It was the main artery of supply for the American Revolution. And the fact that it was kept open, it was a tactical defeat, but it was a strategic victory.
I have not seen an Indian victim.
I'm seeing the frontiersmen take some casualties now.
Yes, but I don't see the opposing side taking any.
We see the Indians have very wisely marched off.
Indians are gone. They completed their destruction.
They've taken what captives they want. They've taken the plunder they want in terms of livestock and goods and
New
whatever else.
Jersey
They'll burn the rest
volunteers
of
are
it.
withdrawing from the field. That is a victory for the fort. Despite the fact they keep firing, this fort has not fallen. They have not achieved their objective despite what we consider here in the field better tactics, maybe greater numbers, with ample reinforcement. Colonials have not yielded.
We see the British Rangers here being driven off. They're conducting a very organized fighting retreat.
We have an Indian leaving the field. He's finished as far as the battle is concerned. He's accomplished what he set out to do. The Colonials have prevailed. The New Jersey Volunteers are continuing to offer a token resistance,
splitting up there.
probably to save face. All right, they are withdrawing. They have conceded. This battle is lost. Those who remained in the fort have been victorious. I imagine they will celebrate any moment now when they realize, yes.
Let's hear a round of applause for the sailors who survived the fight. Huzzah! Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Would the reenactors please take the field?
Eddie would all the way down.
Okay, would the reenactors please take the field to receive your applause from your adoring public here? The brave defenders of Fort Henry, please step out.
These folks would be coming back with virtually nothing. Their homes would have been burned, their livestock either stolen or killed.
The New Jersey Volunteers, please come forward and receive your applause from the crowd. Please step forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, your reenactors.